Hi, I'm Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles podcast. On this podcast, we spontaneously interview unsuspecting passengers with their permission, allowing them to share their intimate life stories and concerns. As our slogan states, real riders, real stories. Some riders prefer to be anonymous, while others ask me to tell their story later on. Either way, there are all genuine 5 to 10 minutes stories, so sit back and enjoy this episode. Morning. Yes, we are back with another episode. Just picked up another rider, ready for another story. He's an entrepreneur, he's young, he's 21. He's doing great big things in London to New York, LA, with his marketing company, and he is the one and only Hassan. Welcome, Hassan.
Damn, Simon, did you research me before? these are actual bases, you know. Okay. I don't just own marketing companies, or my own marketing company. We actually own clinics as well.
Okay, so that's great. So, tell us how, we'll stick with the marketing at first, and then we'll roll on to the clinic. What made you how did you get into marketing? What made you decide you want a marketing company? And what motivates you to do your marketing company every day?
Interesting. Well, at the beginning, I think, as a young 15-year-old, I needed money, man.
You started when you're 15?
Yeah,
we're talking Bill Gates, rich soon, man.
No, hopefully, man. We want to change the world. But things started when I was 15. Me and my friend wanted money. We wanted new shoes, and it's growing up with three other siblings, me being the fourth one, in an ethnic household. My parents always provided me everything, but it's sometimes you had to get your turns, right? Mm-hmm. You got your new shoes, now your brother gets the new shoes, mm-hmm. and then you got to wait, a couple more months until you get your own shoes or whatever. Mm-hmm. I was searching a way to get money, and we found a clothing brand, and then that was short-lived for 3 months. 15-year-olds didn't know what they're doing. And
what did you learn from that short 15 months?
It was 3 months, actually.
3 months.
But the process, it was learning the process, kind of understanding how to set up a business, trademarking, set up your companies in company's house. I think that was instrumental for me. I think that was the first thing that I've ever done. And then I had a friend invite me to something multi-level marketing called ACN. I don't know if you know that.
No.
I've tried it. Yeah, basically you sell products and services, you create a downline, you recruit people, you use every product they sell, you end up getting, a cut of it essentially. And the only way you make money is when you grow huge teams.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so then I didn't like the model because, there was a lot of deception and I didn't really like that personally.
But deception for who?
You're not told.
Customer?
Yeah, you're not told the full truth. Even for those who join you, you're not really told the truth on, how you make your money and how hard you need to work for your money. I mean, you have to work hard, but they make it sound very easy. Then especially
sales.
Yeah. So when I was 16, I was like, yeah, I could do that. But what I learned from that is what ultimately made me the most money. Was e-commerce, because everything was online. And e-commerce was a growing industry in 2014. It's always grown, but at that time I thought, wow, we were at the height of e-commerce. Didn't know 6 years later, Bezos was going to be the richest man in the world. Learn e-commerce, and then I came across an opportunity where you can build your own e-commerce brand. Mm-hmm. So, long story short, I set up my own brand, Leatherman's Accessories, and that's leather wallets, card holders.
Was it being made here or made somewhere else?
No, I had to outsource it to India because that was one of the best countries to create, ultimately create.
How did you deal with the quality control? Were they understanding, or were they?
Yeah, I think that one thing for me was the quality was over everything. So I was like, look, this is my expectations. I don't want paying higher. Give me quality. So I've sampled multiple people, and then I chose that one guy. And we grew that business nicely. I think I started with 1.2k and within a year we grew it to 6 figures a year.
Really?
Yeah, which is incredible.
Wait, mate, let's take this slow. You started off selling wallets and stuff.
Yeah, on Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
And you've gone from 1.2K
seed investment into 6 figures in revenue, and we had like 60 G's in profit for the year. That's a lot.
Okay.
So I had 60x my return, my investment.
After all your running costs
Yeah,
and everything?
Yeah. So then I maintained everything stayed in the business because I wanted to grow it. But the issue here, I didn't understand how I can scale a business.
Explain what scaling is.
Scaling is really growing it to the next level. So, a lot of businesses right now and a lot of young people are starting a business and they have a good business idea and they have good bases, but scaling it to making like 100K a month instead of 100K a year, that's different. That's a different level.
Mm-hmm.
So I never understood that. And that was the biggest struggle. And then things kind of, I just got demotivated in it.
So let me jump in on there.
Yeah.
To remember where you were.
Yeah.
This is scaling thing.
Yeah.
I'm jumping in on there because it's important for the young people who are going to listen to this.
For sure.
To understand. How would you explained it, but you kind of skimmed over it. Can you explain it a bit more in depth, and also for myself?
I like it. Yeah, no, I that's good value, I think, for yourself and any other entrepreneur. Whenever I think of an idea, I think, okay, how can I grow it to $1 million a month, or 100 million a year? Because growing it to 10K a month, that's easy. You could grow it yourself with 10K, but to grow it to 100 million a year, you're gonna need, resources, and you're gonna need to understand what type of resources you need. But most importantly, part of these resources is actually employees. How many employees you need? Now, you won't understand how many employees you need to grow 0 to 100K until you go 0 to 10K, 0 to 100K a month, 0 to $1 million a month, 0 to 10 million a month, right? It's like little steps that you go up.
You're quadrupling.
Yeah, and you're constantly adding to it. Scaling is that, literally. How am I reinvesting back all my money, making even more money, growing my team, growing my business, growing my product line, and ultimately making more money? That's what scaling is. So the way that Amazon built their business from that seed investment that Bezos got to $1 trillion, dollar company, or the second $1 trillion company after Apple. That's what scaling is, But the way that they had, like, what are the systems and processes, the logistics, the teams, where do they source it, where do they sell it, how many stores do they need? That's scaling.
Are your vulnerabilities?
Exactly, understanding your weaknesses, where are you making a cash loss, so you can cut that, right?
Okay.
So really understanding your business and growing it. Scaling is growing. And for you to have a sustainable business, you need to know how you can grow it and maintain that growth. And continue to growth. If not continue, then just maintain that growth. Because realistically, what business do you know that lasted for more than 15 years? The average lifespan of a business is 5 years, and then they collapse because they don't know how to scale.
Yeah, because I always say it's either you go up the ladder or down the ladder. You can't stay on the ladder.
Exactly. You can't just hold
will come
hold that
along
tree.
And just knock you off.
Exactly. That's how market capitalism works.
Yeah. If you're not moving, I'm moving. Boom.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then down you go.
Yeah. So then, I kind of from that grew it to that level, and then I just kind of got comfortable. I got like 18, 19. I had A-levels at that time. It's my school. So I focused heavily on these grades. I worked hard for 2 years, and then got into university. And then during that first year of university, for me, it was like.
You study at uni? What did you study?
Right now, I'm actually finishing off because I just want to get my degree, and I love what I study. So I study political philosophy.
Political philosophy.
Yeah, and part of I feel like part of my, understanding our system and business is because I criticize the market that we live in, the capitalist system that we live in.
Yeah, you sound very philosophical.
Yeah, you just understand it, right?
Yeah. Have you read the 48 Laws of Power?
Yeah, briefly. I've read it.
I
just don't remember.
I heard someone talking about going through all the numbers on the motivational video.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you should do.
That will do for me.
Yeah, anything like that, or any book that you read that's entrepreneurial or whatever, take it with a grain of salt. because it isn't how it is, how they
Well, you're saying
outline
they
it in the
missed
book.
out vital elements or something?
To a certain extent, you not miss out vital elements, but it isn't how it may not be how it is for you, because you're a different person
Yeah.
and you have a different, function. So a lot of people are like, oh, like, Bezos wakes up at 6 a.m. so I got to wake up at 6 a.m. No, that works for Bezos, but it might not work for
if
you.
you're not a morning person,
Exactly.
it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, so for me, I work usually 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. because I have to be a morning person for myself, because that's when I'm productive. So by the time my team wakes up, I've done a lot of the work, and I'm just telling them, this is what you got to do, this is what you got to do, this is what you got to do. So allocate the tasks.
How many employees you have?
Currently 14.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're 21?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
Make me feel embarrassed.
You shouldn't. No, I think everyone has their own journey. I think I've had to conquer a lot of demons, and I had to...
You're from East London originally?
No. I'm originally from Iran, but I've recently moved into East London.
So you're born in Iran?
I'm from West, yeah.
Oh, from West London. You know what though? I'll tell you this. There's a guy I follow called David Bett.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's on YouTube.
Mm.
He's a
David.
Yeah, that's it.
Patrick Bet David.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, he's Iranian.
He's the same as you. And he always talks about immigrants, and so does Gary Vee. I assume you know Gary Vee if you know.
Yeah.
And he said they're hungry, and I agree with that 110% in the sense that people who are born here, regardless of their racial background, we have a certain amount of comfortability in the sense of just, it's going to be all right. Worst case scenario, I'll be on benefit or whatever. But somebody who's come from overseas, they're doing things.
Exactly.
They're supporting the economy. They're making things happen. You see that with all the different things going up.
Exactly. I think it's because a lot of people take what we have in the UK, free education up until A levels, all of that, and also student loans. And although it's a very corrupt system, you're still able to take on student loans, and if you can't pay it later on, whatever, after a couple of years, it's going to be gone anyway. But you're still able to go to university and study. Now, in my opinion, for me, when I hire anyone, I don't even look at their CV at all. What I do most of the time is understand where they were and
where they are now,
and where they are, and how can I help them achieve their goals working for me. How can I give them the best tools?
So you're not looking for longevity of an employee. You're looking for
building people.
Yeah, but in building people, you're looking for the time you are here, you're committed to the cause.
Exactly.
Because you know realistically, everybody wants to do their own thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, how many years do you plan to be here?
You know
2
what?
years,
People don't
5
even.
years?
Yeah. From what I've seen, people don't even want to do their own thing. I have my employees that are just like me, right? They're hungry just like me, but they're just scared to do their own thing. So they need guidance from someone like me. I'm not scared to do my own thing. I go like, whatever, man, we're gonna do it. Whatever it takes, we'll do it. The only thing I can never lose is my clothes, my back. Worst case scenario, I'll go get a job. But it's not gonna achieve it. And at a certain level, you're kind of saying, you know what, I'm good because I know this guy. If I lose my company, this guy's gonna hire me because he wants me. He wants me to be part of his team. I could work for him for a year, make 6 figures and leave. Right? But yeah, so that was the thing up until the building and what scaling is.
Okay.
And then I kind of got distracted.
Sorry, it was me.
First year of uni, and then towards the end of the first year of uni, things hit me. How much I wasted my time going out, chilling with the wrong people, and that's when I said, forget about it. Like, I know how to build a business. I can help other people. And I had to, the way that I learned marketing is because I had to learn marketing for my own business to market my own product. So I was like, I'll do the same with other people. So moving, from there, I started reaching out to different businesses, and we started to focus just on healthcare, private healthcare clinics in the States. So dentist.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, so you're branding for the healthcare clinics in the
Exactly.
States.
Just one niche, so we can systemize and scale. Focus on one thing, because whether we get a client in this business, it's the same thing as the other client. Their needs are the same thing. They want the same type of patients.
So if you specialize, so that's your niche audience. Which
Exactly.
is, the private healthcare. So you know the kind of adverts, you know their kind of competitions.
Exactly.
And you could say, well, so-and-so is going to be launching this advert, you need to rival it with this, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. So we can launch the same advert for every client because it works.
Yeah.
That way we can grow so fast. Whereas if I done dental and then I had to market for a restaurant client and market for a chiropractor client, it's too noisy to grow sustainably.
You want somebody, and then you can also,
Copy and paste
you
model.
can focus, but you can also focus on in understanding the medical industry.
Exactly. So
everybody who works for you needs to have understanding of medical industry, if not have a medical background partly sometimes.
I don't need that. I could teach them, because that's how much I've learned now from that. Right? So yeah, we began to focus, and we have that copy and paste model. We just copy and paste any client we get. We can launch them with, get them ready, get the campaigns ready within 2 days, whereas other companies take a week or two to do so.
Yeah. So if I'm a client and I come to you, or you've come to me, you could say, do you realise that Colgate has brought out this new toothpaste or whatever regarding this for your teeth? You should be marketing this along with your product, or however.
The crazy thing for us is that we just market for one patient, dental implants.
Oh, dental implants.
Exactly. So if you lose your teeth,
I need that.
Exactly. right. The majority of adults need it in the States and the UK. If you lose your teeth, especially your front teeth, your back teeth, no one's gonna see them anyway. But your front teeth, if you lose them,
presentation, isn't it?
Presentation, because confidence.
Also, if you've got no teeth, it's that epitome sign of poor.
Exactly.
He's so poor he hasn't even got any teeth.
Exactly. So you can't even eat properly as well. You can't eat certain foods. You have no confidence. So you're gonna pay big bucks to get that.
True. One of my front teeth come out the other day. So I had rickets as a child, so I've got all caps and crowns.
Yeah.
And there's a thing. Now I didn't really care, so I'm a roughneck.
Yeah.
But women were like, ew, I mean, you got to sort that out like yesterday.
Exactly. No, they'd care about it.
Don't worry, we're gonna go back in the kitchen.
No, we can't say that, man.
Yes,
I don't know what they're gonna say about me.
You can.
Yeah. So, we market for those cases. Now, one tooth is about £2,000, which is $4,000, and depends what state you go, what city you go. That's about $6,000 for one tooth.
Rip people off them, don't they?
That's the healthcare industry, anyway.
Yeah.
But now, if your whole top teeth or bottom teeth are gone, that's $30,000 for an arch, one at the top. So if you want to fix both of your top and bottom, that's $60,000. So we specialize in bringing these type of patients to our clients. Just focus on these type of patients. No Invisalign, no braces, no veneers, no other fluff.
Okay. So that's a lot of poor patients then. So
not really. I think we have.
I was going to say, because you've got, like charities who will work with poor people and help teeth. Like, let's say teeth is an issue.
Yeah.
Let's say teeth was an issue. You could find out who the charities are focusing on, and then apply to the charities to say, we can be doing your teeth.
But our clients are private, so they don't even mess with charities. You only want to mess with people who have the money or can take a loan to make that payment,
so
right?
You're all about the business.
Yeah, unfortunately, which sometimes it conflicts with what I believe in.
I was going to say, what's the morality role of your company? Is there a morality thing, like that you don't want to be seen doing certain things, or
for sure, I think
believe in certain things?
So I had a client in the States where he paid us everything. It's big money. He paid us as well. I think he paid us $6,000 up front, and then every month they paid us $3,000 to manage their stuff. So we charge a lot compared to other marketing companies.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing he said, I was like, oh, as long as I don't, he's like, oh, I was like, what type of patients do you want? I was like, he was like, as long as I don't get patients who are gang members or something like that. I was like, okay, let's dive deeper on what you mean by that. What do you mean gang members? He's like, oh, who don't look like they belong in a gang. So in my head, he was talking about black people. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you mean black people? And he was like, well, I don't want to put it that way, but yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, doctor, whatever your name is. I wouldn't want to name him anyway. I was like, yeah, I appreciate doing business with you, but that's not how I do business. So what we're going to do is we're going to return your money, and I don't want to, we no longer want to continue this relationship with you.
Okay.
And that's the morality for us, all right?
How did he take to that?
I mean, he's a doctor, so he's always got, they feel entitled because they went to school and they've studied a lot, etc. But he was like, oh, I don't mean it. I was like, look, I don't care how you meant it. You've spoken your mind, and that's not how I roll. I was like, I'm Arab.
Yeah, because next thing he'll be saying he doesn't want
no terrorist or something, or Muslim or something, right?
That kind of thing, yeah.
So I was like, I appreciate your time, I appreciate the money, but that's not who I want to work with for sure. So there is, for me, is if I don't feel comfortable with someone, working with someone, then I wouldn't work with them at all, no matter how much money there is. Because ultimately, although at the beginning it was about money for me, when you start making a certain amount of money, you're just thinking like, do I enjoy working with someone like that? And do they help grow my business?
Well, why would he care if people are paying? I don't understand that.
Exactly. He should be a professional, whatever.
If people are paying, for instance, I don't know, maybe if people were really sickly and there's a contagious disease, you may be a bit wary.
He's just racist. When a racist has no
logic.
No logic, right?
So,
but yeah.
Okay, so you said you're based, you get up early in the morning.
6.
Yeah, 6, and you start your business, which is nice and early, which is great. So you're on top of the day.
Yeah.
And your stuff is based in America.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you, what motivates you?
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that. What motivates me heavily, I think, is purely selfish. I mean, a lot of people say, my family, whatever. Of course, I wanna provide everything for my family, and that's part of the reasons. But what motivates me is just like kind of just unlocking the next challenge in my life all the time, like pushing myself.
I like that.
It's
that's the best answer.
Yeah.
For that question.
And that money, money comes with that. It becomes a product of that lifestyle that you live in, right? Which is just pushing yourself to another limit, like heavy, like to an extent where you could. And I don't urge anyone to do that, but you can drive yourself to depression. You could get yourself mentally messed up. Certain mental health issues. But thankfully for me, at the start it was difficult, but I kind of just got used to things and understood myself further. The more I do things, the more I question things. Mm-hmm. And once you do that and you kind of understand yourself, things become easier. And yeah, I think that's really just pushing myself. I mean, yeah, you can make 100,000 this month, but you go like, oh, you can make 150 next month. Can we? Okay, let's try it. Let's see how we can do it.
I see.
Right. So
what do you see the future for your company and you?
So we're acquiring clinics now because we've gained so much knowledge on how to run businesses and how to run clinics effectively.
So you actually buy in clinics?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Now we're onto that. And that's really our next move, because a lot of dental clinics or dentists don't know, they're not business owners, they're just dentists. There's a small number of people or small number of dentists who are actually entrepreneurs and business owners. Yeah. If you see the difference, they're normal people, but they just have the money to start a business. Doesn't mean they're a business owner. right?
Yeah, I understand.
Or how they can be a killer, effective business owner.
Yeah.
So
if you have a gun doesn't make you a soldier.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what we're really doing. We want to take over these clinics, effectively run them, create cash flow machines.
So that means
and
you will
sell them.
employ the dentists.
Exactly, I'll employ them. So we become a huge corporate company on their head that owns
I
them.
told you, next Bill Gates, man.
No.
Yeah.
You
No, I'm
never
happy
know.
for you, man. My daughter wants to be a dentist. She's doing her A-levels. She's doing
Nice.
economics and...
Yeah, she should definitely get into implantology.
Economics, chemistry and biology.
Yeah.
Or is it science? But one of those. She's doing 3 other things. And I always tell her, you're not studying to be a dentist. You're studying to have a chain
Yeah.
of practices.
Exactly.
I drill that into her. You're studying to have a chain of practices.
Yeah. Which is a
Not
different.
studying to work for people. So make sure you understand the economics.
Exactly.
Because I can help you only so far when it comes to economic stuff.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Even so, I mean, like what they teach you, I've studied economics, is nowhere near what
In reality.
In reality, you just go out and find it. You want it, go get it, go learn it, right? It's
experiences and stuff.
I've always been a curious mind, and it's that curious mind that kind of gets me everywhere. Like, oh, why does this happen? Why does this happen? What is it? Right? Like, you just question everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can drive you crazy, but once you control it, it takes you to the next level. Right? You become so different to people.
Yeah.
No one can mess with you. No one can really have one up on you. You're always 10 steps ahead. Well, people think they're ahead, but nah, you're ahead. You know it.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm really happy for you, mate. I'm really happy.
Appreciate
for you. Last but not least, the question is, what's the impact you want to have on the world?
Oh man, I could talk for days on that. Most important thing I think for me is to really, we want to. It's a huge thing, but if we can somewhat eradicate this poverty, well, provide some sort of minimum requirement for every single person, minimum, ability to kind of change your life or just live, right? Don't even change your life, just live, right? Because a lot of people are dying because they don't have clean access to water or food. Like, that's ridiculous. I read it was like you can eradicate poverty with like 3-4 billion. That's it. $3-4 billion. That's silly money. I mean,
poverty starts to me with sanitation.
Yeah.
If you have sanitation and fresh water, which I've seen when I've lived in these countries around the world.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, that's where you got sickness and then you got problems.
Exactly. But then it's the system itself that kind of wants this poverty to remain. Because where there's poverty, there's more cash flow being generated elsewhere. More power, more wealth, right? So eradicate that, and that's why my marketing, or especially in the last year, when I moved into this office, I met a great friend of mine. Now he's a great friend of mine. He was already successful in e-commerce, and he's built a company where he automates charity donations during Ramadan. I don't know if you're aware of Ramadan or Muslim holidays. The last 10 days of Ramadan are the most important days in the year in the Islamic calendar. Because we have one day which is called Laylatul Qadr, where the Quran was revealed to the Prophet. And if you donate, on that day, it's like as if you donate for 72 years. Now he's built a software where it automates donations for charity. And when I met him, and it was an interesting concept because I've never heard anyone have that.
When you say alternate, can you explain on that?
I can't explain too much because I'm not, the developer or anything. But let's say I wanna donate £100 over 10 days. I can split them £10 every day, or £10 every other day. £20 every other day, etc. So it does this. And long story short, somehow I asked him about his marketing, and it turns out he had a very bad marketing team, and they didn't really have the marketing set up properly, because they didn't think they didn't think it was very important or that important to their growth. And I was like, you know, hey, like, I don't mind consulting you guys and helping you guys, because I feel like my life changed over the last few years, and I want to use that skill that changed my life into something great like this, you know, raising money for children. Thankfully, the campaign was successful. I think we raised 10.8 million pounds in 10 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And the year before it was 4 million.
Oh, so that's Ramadan thing. So you just market to all the Islamic world, and
exactly. It was only
they're meant to do.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And this year, you know, I'm excited because we're gonna double that.
Yeah.
You know, God willing. I think it's gonna be a great campaign, and that got me closer to my goal of helping people as much as I can. You know, I might not be able to eradicate poverty, but you know, I never thought in a million years I could raise 10 million, you know, that's a huge dent that we've made.
But then that's also something to put on your website.
Yeah, you know what, I never even wanted to do that as well.
Why not?
I never even disclosed it to my friends. Okay. You know, I kept it between me and, you know, these guys. Cause
what, humble?
Yeah, like, you know,
not setting the bar too high.
Nah, like, I don't want anyone to feel like I'm bragging because of that, right?
Well,
it's always good to kind of just maintain it, but it's a huge achievement, which, you know, I'm forever grateful for him because he provided me the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you clearly have an impact on people when you meet them, which is great. Where can people find you if they want to use your services? Where can people find you on social media? You got your own website?
Yeah, I mean, you can find my Instagram at hass.n Hamid. So has.n Hamid. That Hassan Hamid is my full name. And if you wanna look into my services, it's called implantpatientmachine.com.
So implantpatientmachine.com. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, thanks a lot for that. It's been a great interview.
Anytime, Simon.
And I'm definitely going to get my daughter to listen to this. All right then. Bye.
We hope you liked that episode. Keeping in mind, we never know who we're going to interview. We post twice a day, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. GMT. Have you ever considered the future economies to invest in? Why not listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories? Considering Africa has the fastest growing economies and population on Earth and has done for many years, it holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. We publish twice a week, Tuesday with a guest investor and Fridays talking about investment, politics and history, providing a clear understanding for any potential investor.